Adelaide, the greatest city in the world. It's time to wake up with the team born and bred right here in South Australia. The unofficial Mayor of Adelaide, AFL legend and Yabby peeling record holder, Mark Rasciuto. The former squash champ and current B-grade golf champ, Shazza Dittmar. And the award-winning radio host who's the dumbest smart person you know, Laura O'Callaghan.
It's Triple M Breakfast.
Triple M Breakfast with Rue, Ditts and Loz.
Oh my gosh, we're back. Well, we're back, Rue.
We are.
Ditts isn't here.
Well, he's on long service leave, isn't he,
is.
Ditts? He's, I think he's over in New South Wales having
I've
a
got
little bit
no
of a
idea.
rest.
I've got
over
no
there.
idea where he is. The old boy needed an extra week off just to rest the joints. But no, we're going to just soldier on without him. And I have a feeling there will be another Dittmar on the air this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shazza.
Yeah,
Shazza
possible
might
Shaz.
be back today. We're looking forward to that.
I wonder how she'll...
What did you get up to on your week off, Loz? You get up to much?
I cooked my first roast.
Your first roast of your life.
I've never cooked a roast before. Isn't that weird? I love cooking,
I
and
did one yesterday myself.
I've never made a roast. I'd always sort of shown up and had people feed me roast, really. That's kind of my
You've
relationship.
never cooked a roast.
Never cooked a roast, and it went very
That's
well.
a tick.
Yeah, you know what? I've got a lot of meat in the fridge now that I have to get through because it was
What
just
did you think
me.
you were cooking for a
I
family?
kind of just wanted to see how it went, and it went well.
You
so
can do a mini roast, you know that.
yeah, I didn't do that.
Didn't think
I
about
wanted
that?
to go the whole hog,
Well, you
literally.
cooked a kilo and a half
yeah,
chunk
yeah.
of lamb.
Yeah, no, it was beef, but yeah. So my iron levels will be great. But yeah, what about you? What'd you do?
I've had a full-on gather-round week. It seems probably like
Yeah.
a fair while ago. And then last week just bummed around and
Yeah.
went up to Wakery for one day and cleaned out the shed, do all those things that you do when you
Nice.
got a week off.
You find
How
anything
good a
good?
feeling's that?
Cleaning out the shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. I think it's very
We've
important.
got a big skip in coming this week. So looking
Nothing
forward
makes
to
me
that.
happier than a skip.
Hey, the Quickie's back up to $600. We'll have
Yes.
that. We've got the Rumour Mill. Shazza's let us know she's going to ring in. And obviously we're going to talk about the tragic event over in Sydney on the weekend as well.
We've got a witness from the event who's going to tell us what it was
Yeah.
like to be there. And
Terrible
just
stuff.
awful.
Get all the news you need. 104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Rue, Ditts and Loz.
Overnight news.
Just a horrendous weekend over in Sydney at the Westfield Shopping Centre where 40-year-old Joel Couchy went on a massacre, really. 6 dead, just tragic event.
We have 6 victims deceased, 5 women and 1 man, and of course the offender. As has also been reported, we have a number of people remaining in hospital being treated for their injuries. We know many are in a serious but stable condition. Of the offender involved, I can tell you that a 40-year-old man from Queensland, Joel Couchy, has been identified as the offender in this matter. Very clearly to us at this stage it would appear that this is related to the mental health of the individual involved.
Diagnosed with schizophrenia, never been arrested before, no criminal record, is known to police, seems like he's doesn't have hardly anything to do with his family anymore, moved from Queensland to New South Wales.
His online activity was really suspicious and had made posts on Facebook about wanting to find people with guns. He wanted to, just a lot of erratic, violent sort of posts online. So the police were aware of him.
Yes, but he's never done anything
Exactly.
wrong. It's a tough one. They say 99.9% of people with schizophrenia are fine, not violent. And
And they're
then,
medicated and
that's
they're
right.
getting treatment and they living perfectly sort of normal lives.
Yeah.
So you don't want to paint everyone with the same brush.
No, but we're lucky we haven't got automatic guns in Australia.
Oh my God, we're so lucky. Just can't even believe it. If that much damage can be done with a knife, you just, God, heart-wrenching stuff. This is something that's popped up over in Norway, and I just want to know if you think this is a good idea, Roo.
Right, okay.
They say they like being alive so much there in this town of Vadzo that the mayor, Wenche Peterson, her name is.
The mayor.
She said that she's made she's sort of tried to talk to the people in charge of these sorts of things.
Yeah.
She wants it to be a 26-hour day as opposed to a 24-hour day over there, just because I like being
does
alive
she speak to you about
so
that?
much. That's a really good question. She's
That would
posed
be-
it.
it is a
She's
good-
posed it to the European Commission. It's just they're called the European Commission. I
Right.
don't know what they do.
It must
but
be powerful.
She said they received her request and went, "What?"
There's so much to do.
Yeah, she says we just want to get more done in a day. I mean,
Right.
Christmas is going to be in February. I don't
Yeah.
like, it's going to be dark by noon.
26-hour day, and she's the mayor.
Yeah, this
Right.
is normal.
How does she
behaviour.
go with daylight saving and stuff?
Oh, great question. Yeah. No, she loves it.
She's the one spewing at the curtains,
Yeah.
fading and stuff.
The curtains are fading too
Can't
quickly.
milk the cows anymore.
Yeah, can't milk the cows. And this has also popped up in my news feed. What's your earliest memory, Roo,
My earliest memory
Yep.
of life.
of life?
Oh God, Loz. I can remember cracking a wobbler. I can still remember like not wanting to go to kindy one day.
Yep. Yeah. And you just
I can
remember
still
that feeling?
remember laying on my single bed when we had all my older brother and older sister in the same bedroom.
Yeah.
3 single beds. I can still remember laying on my bed kicking and screaming.
You can picture that.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, the famous actor,
Yeah.
says he can remember being in the womb.
I'd like to take his face off.
Yeah. That audio was picked up on the sonogram, I think.
Does Nick want a 26-hour day as well?
He wants it. Of course, Nicolas Cage wants a 26-hour day.
I mean, there are times when we all want a 26-hour day.
Just a couple hours
Even
extra.
just to stop the time for a few hours so
Yeah.
you're not late getting home or
You'd
whatever.
have more first memories, I reckon, if you're at your 26-hour day.
Good start.
This mother starts screaming really, really frantically, running back and forth like she doesn't know what to do. Then she runs back to the pram, picks up her baby, and then all I see is blood.
Just holding the baby and trying to compress the baby, and same with the mother, trying to compress the blood from stopping and calling an ambulance.
Oh my
Just
God.
a terrible day on Saturday afternoon at Westfield Bondi Junction. 6 people have died, a hell of a lot more in hospital, and we know that Joel Gauci has been shot. He's been diagnosed with schizophrenia and shot by Amy Scott, who was a very courageous police officer. And our hearts go out to the families of all the victims. We feel for the family of the murderer as well. It must be very difficult for them, the police officer, people who are at the scene. And one of those people at the scene was a man called Jason Dixon, who witnessed the shooting and joins us now. Jason, how are you feeling? How have you pulled up from the weekend?
Well, I'm at the hospital at the moment, just getting checked over. Just getting a bit of flashbacks, but yeah.
Oh,
but,
of course.
But, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know it's so hard to talk about, mate, and thank you so much for giving us your time. When
Absolutely.
did you arrive at the scene, and how much did you actually witness?
Well, I was going to see my son at the prison, but as I went and seen him, and then I was on my way home, and then I was just about to catch the 380 back home to go back to my house, and then on the corner I got on the 380, then I looked at the corner of my eye, I saw a fellow in a green and yellow t-shirt. I knew it was a rugby league shirt, and I saw people running across the road. And then just as I got crossing the road, the bus kept going slowly, and I saw one of the security guards waving his hand around, and I don't know the security guard very well. And then I saw the police car with the siren on going 100 miles an hour towards him. Everyone was telling him, go in there. So automatically I just jumped off the bus. And then I started following the copper. And there was other people ahead of me, and I asked what was going on. They told them, so I just kept following the copper. I just kept going. So I started recording, and I started going up to the top. And I said, well, if there's going to be any action, just follow the copper.
Whoa.
Because if something's going to happen, something's going to happen. So I followed her right to the end. And just as she got around the corner, I was only about 5 minutes. When I got around the corner, I could see him. He was just about to lunge, and she said, put it down. She shot him. Then she threw the knife away. Then he started giving CPR on him, which I wouldn't have done, but that's her, which is her duty, but I wouldn't have done it. And then I went down to the next floor, and everyone's still running and running and screaming. I went down to the next floor. Then I saw a looked like a female, then a male, another female near a wedding shop inside the door. But they were laying down, looked like they weren't moving, full of blood. And then I went outside, and then I was talking to one of the other workers, and they asked if I was okay, and then they told me there was a baby involved, and that just made my hair a lot more stand up. And I thought I didn't know much about on that side, whatever. I didn't know what's happened on this side, and I just wanted to But I praised the sergeant. I know her very well. She done amazing, fantastic. I can't expect she done it on her own. And you know what? And if she didn't pull the trigger, he would have kept going. And I mean, he would have kept going, and no hesitation at all.
Did it look like he was targeting victims?
I think deep down when there's a lot of in the footage. If you look at a lot of the footages, and I don't want to put because when I look at a lot of the footages, there's a lot of the times that he could have been not prevented. But there's a lot of them that he could have done a lot. He could have done, like when one fella fell on the ground, he could have done it to him there. Then there was another fella there's a woman with two kids walking past, and he must have tried to say it. He could have done it suddenly, but he just kept going. I reckon he was going for just easy targets, especially women. Yeah. And it doesn't matter who it is, male or female. And the one that I praise and hope, is the baby. Yeah. The baby, that's and the one sorry. And,
it's all right, mate.
The ones that I praise the most is the sergeant, the paramedics, and the force. They done an amazing job in every area. And I only started getting flashbacks because I've had similar situations, and it just affects you because I'm getting flashbacks of all the others, what's happened, what's happened to them, and it just, you think you're strong, but deep down, you're not. But one thing I do praise she was doing CPR on before she was doing, and she done it all on her own.
She's amazing. Jason, you sound like you were amazing because you ran with her to look like you were prepared to help as well. So you make sure you get the support you need, mate.
And the thing about it is, though, they wanted me to do another air on TV, but I said no. I'm going to the doctor because I wanted. You think you're strong, but deep down you're not.
No, I get support,
deep down,
mate.
and I've got prostate cancer, and I've got tubes, and I don't give a shit. Life is too short, and life is made to make. And I sent you messages that I hope you can send to the families and to the because for all the help they did. Yeah. And it'd be cool. But that's just
you go and get your support, Jason. You've done more than enough by the sounds of it, mate. Thank you for joining us, and look after yourself. God, that's
It's when you hear people talking about it is like they're still in shock, and everyone involved is still in shock.
We're going to learn a lot more in the next couple of days, aren't we? So,
Thank you,
tough
Jason.
situation for everyone, and a real black mark on the history of Australia.
Yep, and as always, if anything this morning has affected you, please call Lifeline on 131114. It's Ditts and Loz, Triple M.
Oh, she's up and about. The phone's been ringing for about half an hour. Shazza Dittmar is on the line. She's Port Adelaide's biggest fan and Ditts' second cousin. Even though Ditts is away, she's still on the phone. How are you, Shazza?
Good morning, Roo. And Hamish, you're going to have to do some fake laughing in the background there, son, this morning. Help Shazza out.
I'm used to that.
Oh, I bet you are, son. I tell you what, the games this weekend, Root, look, they were tight as Cousin Ditch when I asked him to chip in for footy boots for the kids. I tell you, look, I do have to buy 16 pairs, but still, what a finish for the Power. Jason Horne-Francis with the match winner. How good was that? And Shazza Dittmar after that one. That was amazing. Roo, did I see you on national television saying Butters, Horne-Francis and Rosie was the best threesome you've ever seen?
Yeah, you did actually, Shaz. You did see that.
Well, if you think that was a good threesome, let me tell you about one of my best.
We don't need you to go there. No.
Kids and cars.
Hey, were you happy to see the Crows win, Shaz?
Well, fellas, I know a lot of people were quick to write the Crows off this season, but I wasn't one of them. I've always believed, deep in my heart, that Crows are a serious contender for the top 15. And great win. Sign Nixie for another 5 years. Go on. Enjoy it while it lasts.
All right. What did you see the footy express trains were cancelled due to strike action? Did that affect you?
Well, normally it would have, Roo, but a nice lad actually picked me up. I hitchhiked on the way to the game. He was actually an umpire.
Oh,
so
really?
there you go. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I've said a lot of nasty things about umpires, but he was the only one who pulled over and picked me up, and it was very handy too because I knew exactly which car to torch after the game. So.
Good work, Shaz. Hey, any thoughts on the Finlayson's 3-week ban? Now, be careful with this, won't you?
Well, I do have some comments. Unfortunately, they are all being reviewed by the Triple M legal department. So as soon as they're cleared, you guys will be the first to know, all right? Hey, speaking of the Triple M legal department, where's Ditts? Where's my cousin?
He's on long service leave.
I thought his gout might have flared up again or something.
It's athlete's foot. It's not gout.
Oh, it's just a bit itchy, is it? All right, well, more holidays for Ditts. I just can't believe it. You guys were just on holidays. I'd love a job in radio, and it just seems very similar to my current job. I'm very qualified, doing absolutely stuff all talking shite.
You've got a good little role once a week. Stick with that, Shazza. Thanks for joining us.
Count the power.
Yep, it's Roo, Ditts and Loz on Triple M.
Triple M's Live with Roo, Ditts and Loz. To live like Roo, Ditts and Loz. And score one of 3 awesome Live Golf prizes. Live Golf Adelaide, April 26 to 28. Tickets at livegolf.com.
I've been saying this for ages. We need better publicity, our show.
Really?
I don't even think we have a single billboard anymore.
No, don't worry about it, Loz.
So what we're going to do is we're recruiting some new members to our marketing team.
Right.
I just think we just need to get eyes on us. So
all right, what are they going to do?
We've chosen 10 listeners to go out and do our dirty work for us. These interns, we're going to be calling them interns. If they can get the most eyeballs on our cardboard cutouts
Right.
in the most creative ways.
What, life-size ones?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know. You don't want to think about it.
No.
Just if you want to sleep at night, don't think about what they're doing. But they can earn a massive salary.
Okay, all right. And they get points for different bits of exposure and everything. And
Yep.
the prizes, first place is Live Like Ditts on a trip for 2 to the UK for the Live Golf Tournament with flights and accommodation to
How
the
insane
UK.
is that?
How good's that? Second place, you can live like me and a couple of corporate hospitality tickets on the watering hole at Live Golf Adelaide. How good was that last year?
So good.
And you get inside the ropes experience on the event day. Third place, Live Like Loza with a double pass to Live Golf Adelaide with the best seats in the house for Fisher.
Yep.
Do a shoey with
That's
Loz.
what I think you will end up. I'm not saying you officially will be doing a shoey with Fisher
No,
or me.
could happen.
Much more likely me, to be honest. Let's face it. So how do we pick the winners? As we said, our 10 interns, they'll have these life-size cutouts of us.
Right.
They're going to have them for 1 week, and they're going to have to complete challenges to help them get in front
So
of as
what,
many
from
eyeballs.
today?
Yes, from today. They can start collecting points from today, but we're going to give them their first official
So
challenge
they
tomorrow.
could
But
be on Anzac Highway
Yep.
or,
basically, the more exposure they can get, like if you could get one of these cutouts on live TV,
Yeah.
that's a lot of points.
Right.
Like that's high points.
bingo.
Inside a concert,
Yep.
on another radio station.
Adelaide Oval Friday night.
Yeah.
Streaker.
Yes, if you can get it into AF. Yeah.
Lost cardboard cutout.
Wait,
No.
did we do a naked version?
We don't
that
want
they
you to
could-
do anything silly, but,
No, we don't want you to get in trouble.
but if you want to go to Europe
That's
and
right.
live like Ditts, you're going to have to.
Maybe you cop a lifelong ban from Adelaide Oval.
All right, let's meet our contestants.
Hey, this is Chris from Craigmore. I'm a 36-year-old scaffold estimator, father of 3, living the dream with Roo, Ditts and Loz.
G'day, it's Drew here from Glenelg North, 41. I'm a special needs teacher. I live with my beautiful girls Mabel and Lottie and my wonderful wife Rochelle. Unfortunately, I'm a golf tragic and I'm really looking forward to give this a red hot crack.
My name's Elliot, a 26-year-old electrical apprentice from Goodwood. I still live at home with my mum. We have 1 spare bedroom, so I hope Roo, Ditts and Loz don't mind sharing.
G'day, I'm Mark from Royal Park. I'm a 39-year-old operations manager. I'm also a single dad with 2 young kids that love going on adventures. I can't wait for Roo, Ditts and Loz to join my family.
I'm Noah from Wagoners Fruit and Veg in Blackwood. We love listening to Triple M every morning and we can't wait to have Roo, Ditts and Loz with us as we set up for the next week.
My name's Rachel from Semaphore Park. I'm 31 who lives with my partner Daniel and a naughty puppy called Artie. During the week you can find me representing many family-owned wine brands and on weekends at the gym or coaching my netball team.
Hi, I'm Taylor from Athelston. I'm 32 years old and I work as a high school teacher. I also work part-time as a stand-up comedian, but I've never told a joke better than Tex or Rue's kids.
I'm Todd from Camden Park. I'm 33 years old and I'm an exercise physiologist.
Hi, I'm Kelly and I'm 52 from Paralawi. I'm a volunteer for many different organisations. I have 4 adult kids, 3 adult stepkids and 4 grandchildren, so the Brekkie crew will fit right in.
Well, that sounded sort of like a dating profile. You can text us if you're interested in any of those
crew,
people.
though.
Very good crew.
Good cross-section.
Yeah.
So they're going to be out and about with life-size cutouts and trying to do a bit of promotion for us, Loz.
Yeah.
And trying to earn some points.
Yeah, I actually, weirdly, and I'm not connected to any of this, but a friend of a friend is one of the contestants.
Right.
And they put up something on their Instagram story and said, I'm taking part in this. And I just got a screenshot saying, why does my cousin have a life-size cutout of you in their lounge room? And it just really hammered it in that we're in these people's houses, Roo.
odd.
We're
Yeah.
part of their families.
We're going to be going to places we've never been before.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Live Like Roo, Ditts and Loz, thanks to Live Golf Adelaide, April 26 to 28. Tickets at livegolf.com.
We have 6 victims deceased, 5 women and 1 man, and of course the offender. As has also been reported, we have a number of people remaining in hospital being treated for their injuries. We know many are in a serious but stable condition. Of the offender involved, I can tell you that a 40-year-old man from Queensland, Joel Couchy, has been identified as the offender in this matter. Very clearly to us at this stage it would appear that this is related to the mental health of the individual involved.
Just a horrible situation that's happened in Australia, in Sydney, Bondi Junction, 3:20 Saturday afternoon at Westfield. We feel for the families of the victims. We feel for the family of the murderer. We feel for the police officer who had to do what she did so bravely, and witnesses that were on hand. We feel for all of those as well. Reece Colmenares was one of them. She heard gunshots and people screaming, and she joins us now. Reece, how you pulled up after the weekend?
Hi. To be honest, not yet. I'm still processing it. I have last night was a terrible nightmare and some, yeah. But I will be okay soon.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you able to just talk us through what your day was like? And you were leaving a Pilates class, is that right? You're on the way to Pilates, just a normal day for you?
Yeah. It was Saturday and 4 o'clock. But my original plan was to go to Bondi for like 1 or 2 to, because it's getting colder. So I want to go shopping for. And exactly now, that's why last night maybe what caused my nightmares, because a guy from Sarah was talking about he was in, the attacker was wanted to go inside Sarah, and that's where I want to go. Like across Sarah is a glue. So no, I was late. I mean, not late, but so I was going into the door by General Pants, and people were screaming, like stabbing, someone stabbed. So I didn't go in, so I just stay outside. And then the gunshot, and everybody, like it's scary to think. Like we were just running, but we don't know who. Like no one knows who is the gunman, or if there's just one or a lot of them. So I was screaming, like going to the shops. So we saw that Mitre 10, and we put people in, and then they were just so gracious for us to
They kept you safe in Mitre 10. Did they lock you in there?
Yeah, lock right away, because we screamed, close the door right away, then
What goes through your mind, Reece, at a moment like this? I mean, obviously, this is the last thing you're preparing for when you go into the shops on a Saturday afternoon. What can you remember some of your thoughts?
Honestly, in my thoughts was, it's terrorism, people, especially when I run, when somebody just, shooting everybody aimlessly, it's like that. Because when we were out, then the siren came. Like we can hear the siren. That's when people run. And in my thought, like maybe the attacker knew that the police is coming, so he will just shoot everybody. You know, like. Yeah, and he was out, and there's like a lot of. It was a Saturday, lots of people outside.
What was what were people saying when you were in Mitre 10 and you were with a group of people? Were people saying they wanted to go out and help, or?
Yeah, no one knows. And I was with young children, and I remember the boy said, "There's a bad guy. There's a bad guy."
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then like maybe 5 minutes, I said. I checked because we were in Mitre 10, just down or the basement, whatever. So I went up and I said, okay, I think it's okay now because there's a lot of police already. So you feel safe.
Yeah.
And then I went out and I went all the way back because we can still go like not inside, outside, because police, ambulances, I'm taking video, you know, because at that time, no one still knows.
Yeah.
No one still knows. We were asking what happened. They always say stabbing and shooting.
Yeah.
And then what is, I think, my very confronting image, because I took the video, is the little girl.
You saw the baby getting taken away in the ambulance, is that right?
Yeah, because I gave that image, that video to the reporters, and that hurts me because I saw really the bandages on her stomach, on her arms.
Just terrible.
Reece, I'm so sorry that you had to see that and that you're a part of that. That's so awful.
Yeah, and there's more people coming in. And then when I saw the, what do you call it in Australia? Because I was saying the SWAT team of, you know,
Star Force,
the Black Hawk.
Yep.
And they came and they were in like long guns. I said, this is terrible.
Yeah.
That's why no one still knows. And I was thinking it is really like terrorism for this elite group to come.
Very serious.
Very serious, very serious. No one knows.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting to us,
Reece,
Reece.
thanks for talking to us, and look after yourself. And tragic event to have to witness. Just a terrible.
Make sure you get the support you need to sort of help you through that, because it's going to it's very full on.
Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much,
us, Reece.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yep, and as always, if anything this morning has affected you, don't hesitate to call Lifeline on 13114. It's Rude, Ditts and Loz, Triple M. It is 7:44 and it's Rude, Ditts and Loz back live in the studio for your Monday here on Triple M. And our hunt for the greatest year of music ever continues at 9 this morning with our GOAT Year Countdown. Vote for your favourite year to win a year of the greatest gigs right here in Adelaide.
Yeah, we've got a little text on the text line. I'm just trying to dig it up here, Loz. I'm not into the Formula One racing very much. Carlos Sainz might be joining Mercedes to replace Lewis Hamilton next year. This is from Kieran from Parafield Gardens. A little rumour that he's heard.
Is he okay with being named?
I did run the gauntlet there and just double checked if he said, "Can I please remain anonymous?"
You got to check that, right?
But he didn't. He didn't say that, so I think he's okay with that.
People, if you're going to text in, you want it to be anonymous, have that be your first sentence.
Start.
Yeah.
Anonymous, please, and then follow on with your rumour.
Yeah, and we've got an anonymous caller on the line. Good morning, anonymous. Good, thank you. What's your rumour?
Adelaide Remand Centre workers are filing for industrial action as they haven't had a pay rise, and management are offering them 3%.
Okay, and obviously they're not happy with 3%, and they're going to go on strike, are they?
Yes, mate, yes, for 24 hours.
When will that start?
I think the file for action will happen in the next 2 weeks.
What happens to the people there watching over if they're not there?
What happens is they go into full lockdown, so they'll be fed through the traps and there'll be no out-of-cell time.
Gee, that would be
terrifying on the inside,
for the prisoners.
Oh, yeah, they've tried many options, but management just don't seem to want to come to the
So you said they've been offered 3%. Do you know what they're after?
Not exactly, but I know they want more than 3% over so many years.
Oh, all right. We'll have to watch this space. The prisoners would be filthy if
Oh.
they got locked up 24 hours a day.
No one
I
wants
shouldn't
them to
laugh.
get a raise more than the prisoners. Just give them their money so we don't have to stay locked in.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the
good
Rumour
job.
Mill. There's $1,000 up for grabs. We'll be getting involved with that every day at 7:40.
And you're waking up with Rue, Ditts and Loz for your Monday morning on Triple M.
So this is something that was in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So it means it's true and very serious.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
What they're saying is that a lot of fertility issues are actually down to the conditions in which the plums are existing
Yeah.
on a gentleman.
Right.
So sperm are quite fussy. They don't like it to be too hot or too cold. They thrive at about 34 degrees Celsius. And if you're wearing super tight tradie shorts or footy shorts, or you're going in the hot tub, or you're going in the sauna, you're actually compromising your sperm count quite a bit. And they're actually seeing big drops in numbers of sperm in people, the general average male, because of these things. Now,
What?
I read this article and I go, yes, science and all that. But then I look at you. You've spent your whole life in football shorts and in like 40-degree heat, and you've got 7 million children.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Grew
can't
up in
be
the
true.
Riverland, very hot place. When I played footy early on in the career,
Mhm.
definitely tight shorts were a thing.
Yeah, plum huggers.
Plum huggers. And I did love a hot spa.
But what if maybe if you didn't do that, you'd have
12 kids.
Yeah. What if you're actually already it's less than what it was meant to be?
Okay.
But it's
they're
interesting.
blaming climate change for sperm.
Yeah, in the
dropping off.
article they're saying that the heat of the globe has something to do
Do
with
you
it.
really believe that?
Well, that climate change is causing sperm counts to drop.
Spermageddon.
I think we've got bigger fish to fry. Oh, that was probably not the right analogy, was it? Tadpoles? Anyway.
Yeah. Spermageddon.
Spermageddon.
It's a
Look out.
crisis.
Now, you'd be surprised, Loz, with this, but I've always liked my cars, and I've always liked V8s.
I'm not surprised.
Growing up in the Riverland, that was one of the things you worked hard for as a kid,
Yeah.
to save up for a car and have a nice V8. And
Yeah.
now I've got a Land Cruiser, and they don't have V8s anymore, so it still sounds a bit, gurgly and a bit like a V8, but
Dad would say, does it have herbs?
it's got plenty of herbs.
Plenty of herbs.
Yeah, it's got plenty
Yeah.
of herbs for a
Yeah.
V6. But
Yeah.
my wife drives a Toyota Kluger hybrid, which is the exact
Oh,
opposite.
she's got a
Right?
hybrid.
It's a hybrid, and it's dead quiet. So quiet in the fact that when you drive it, or when you sit in it, you don't even know if it's on or not.
You don't even
You don't.
You don't feel
I've had
the
to
hum.
move it a few. I've never driven it anywhere, but I've moved it in the driveway or whatever to move the cars around.
So you're doing, is this thing on sort of?
Well, you just put your foot down and, it's moving.
Right.
Yeah, it's on.
That's how you know.
That's how quiet it is. You just cannot even tell.
Right, okay.
Anyway, when I was away, in the holidays, I found out that because I go to the football earlier for work, I have to get there 2 hours before, so the wife and kids come, about an
Bit
hour
later on,
afterwards.
yeah.
And obviously the Crows hadn't won a couple of games, so I think they were picking what to talk to me about because I was a bit grumpy. And
yeah.
anyway, I found out that at the Geelong game, my wife drove the kids to the footy, went to the footy, jumped back in the car, went home. The whole time her car was at the footy, it was on. She got back, my lad got in the car after the game, and the car had been left on for what would have been between 3 and 4 hours.
Oh my God.
So anyone could have just opened the door, got in
And
and
driven off.
driven away in it. Because,
So the keys were in it.
well, the keys were in her bag, I presume.
Wow,
But the
I don't
car's
know
just
that's
going.
possible.
Yeah.
I don't think it stays on unless the keys are in it. It has a little sensor where it goes.
Well, the keys were either in it or not, but
Okay.
the car was going.
All right.
That's the fact.
Yeah, and 4
and it
hours.
was going for the whole time.
Just
So anyone
humming
could have
very
done it.
quietly.
But it must be so easy for people to do
Yeah.
that have got those sort of cars.
Oh my God, I
'cause
would.
you can't hear them.
100%. I rely on all those cues. Like anything that has, if it's quiet, the amount of times I lock before I had a car that, you beep, beep. With
Locked your keys in the
locked
car.
the keys in the car. Almost. There was a phase where the RAA had to get them out so many times that the guy actually asked me if I was okay. I was doing it like once a week. So I would just, without the noise of the engine, I'd be leaving it on overnight.
Have you ever left anything on? Ditz left his barbecue on, didn't he? He had to get the gas man out to try and find out where the smell was coming from. He left the gas on his barbecue.
He just left his gas on.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so dangerous. I can't believe he even told us that story. But no, I
he didn't actually. The gas man rang in.
Oh,
remember?
that's right. Because no one in their right mind would admit to that. I left a hair curler on for 2 days because I went to Victor Harbour.
Is that dangerous?
Oh, Roo. I mean,
how hot do they get to a certain heat and then stop, or do they just get hotter and
200
hotter?
degrees Celsius, and then it was but the longer it stays on, the more it's likely to fry and just spark.
Was it leaning on anything that could burn?
No, but when I got home, the whole house was warm. And I went, did I leave a heater on? And then I went in the bathroom and I was sweating and I realised, I reckon I was about an hour away from burning the house down.
Oh, Loz.
Yeah.
What have you left on? What have you left on too long? A Barbie, a hair straightener, or a car?
What have you left running?
What have you left running? We've got a $150 Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin voucher.
Oh,
a bit of gin there. $150 voucher to give away right now. Tell us, what have you left on? Yeah, my wife's driving a hybrid car at the moment, and they are dead quiet. You can push
Silent but
the
deadly.
button to start the car, and you actually don't know if it's on or not until you put it into gear and push your accelerator down and go, oh, yeah, it's moving. But when you pull up and you get busy with kids and stuff, you forget whether you turned it off or on, and my wife left it for about 4 hours at the footy during the Geelong game.
Just humming.
Just sitting there nice and quietly, minding its
hello,
own
Sarah.
business.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Didn't think of turning me off. Let's go to Grange. Carrie Ann, what have you left on for too long?
A bath
Oh, no.
at the Ridges Hotel in Adelaide.
Oh, no.
Flooded it? Flooded the whole hotel?
Flooded it. It flooded the whole room, and how they found out, it started dripping onto the reception. And they went upstairs and had a look, and the whole room was flooded.
Kerry, we had the Port Lincoln Hotel. This happened every weekend in the hotel, the rooms that had bars. We ended up having to put sensors in all the baths because the water would run down levels and levels. So you're not the only one. People come home a bit drunk and go, might have a little lay in the bath. Seems like a good idea. Let's go to Seaford Heights. G'day, Jake. What have you left on for too long?
We're going to catch the train into the Fringe.
Yeah.
And we're nearly running late for the train, so quickly pull up. We have a Mazda that does the engine stop.
Yeah.
And so we got out, car's off, cool, lock it, run to the train. About 3.5 hours later, get a call from the cops. They've found our car at the train station with the engine still running.
Oh, no.
They thought it was stolen.
So it's going off and on. Luckily no one stole it because it wasn't locked either.
Oh, no.
And because we were in the city, the car was at Seaford, we just had to, they turned the car off, and then we had to catch the train back from the Fringe, and luckily found the car with everything still in it.
You thought it was a joke. Let's go to Strathalbyn. G'day, Ann. What have you left on?
Well, the backyard was a bit dry and crispy, so I thought I'd put the sprinkler on in the afternoon and completely forgot about it and woke up late the next morning, and we had a bit of a lake in the backyard and a very, very stinky water bill.
You just got to set alarms when you put sprinklers or hoses on. You've got to set alarms.
I have absolutely done it many times. All right, Renee at
Yadunda.
What have you done, Renee? What'd you leave on?
Well, it was a little while ago. I was living with my dad when I was a lot younger and tried to make some 2-minute noodles. And while the water was starting to boil, I went outside for a smoke and locked myself in the balcony and couldn't get back in. So all the water evaporated and the kitchen nearly caught on fire. And I had to call my dad to do a mercy dash home from work to save the apartment from burning down.
Catch the 2-hour noodles.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I've improved a lot with my cooking. I'm a cook now, so I've learned my lesson.
Beautiful. Where are you cooking, Renee?
I cook at the White Kite in Kapunda.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Do they know about this?
She probably does now.
Okay.
Good on you, Renee. Thanks for ringing. Let's go to Mount Compass. Paul, what did you leave on?
Well, it wasn't me. It was one of the fellas I work with.
he's pulled up on a Friday night in the truck, and he's got all his gear out the truck and relied on the turbo timer, but he got to hit the key and left the truck running all weekend.
The whole weekend.
What, a loud truck, or are these quiet trucks?
No, loud truck, big Kenworth. He's
where at? In the yard, trucking yard or something?
Yeah,
or?
it was a trucking yard, but this is before the days of the bunk cooler, so the bloke thought he was asleep in the bunk with the aircon going.
Oh.
So, yeah, she ran from Friday night to Monday morning when he got there.
It was humming, ready to go. Oh, that's
God.
a Group 1 field. I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think?
No, I think, well, let's give it to...
Renee.
Good on you, Renee, from Udunda.
Yeah.
Who can cook 2-minute noodles. You've got a $150 Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin voucher, which is
Beautiful.
the official gin of Live Golf Adelaide 2024. Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin.
You beauty.
Sports Card World, the specialists in sports cards and trading card games. Sports Card World, Region Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Triple M breakfast with Blue Ditts and Loz.
What a goal! Overnight Sports.
Oh, the Crows are on the board after notching their first win of the season on Saturday. Sam Berry, the super sub, was the hero for Adelaide with a late goal to pinch a 2-point win over Carlton on the road at Marvel Stadium.
Throw in left forward pocket. O'Brien snatched it out of the ruck. Rankin trying to make something happen, was tackled without the footy. Keys goes back to Berry, the sub. Standing start kick. Snaps. Goals. Adelaide hit the front.
Came from 16 points down with about 6 or 7 minutes to go. 3 goals in a row for Adelaide. They like coming back late, Loz.
They really do. I think the Crows are trying to kill me. My blood pressure in that last quarter was dangerous, the things that I was feeling in my body. But yeah, couldn't have been happier.
Great grab by Mark Keane late
he
in the
saved
contest
us.
as well. He's in good form. Hopefully this win can get them on a bit of a roll. They've got Essendon Friday night as well at Adelaide Oval. Here's Coach Matty Nix talking after the game.
We dug deep. They got so many areas of our game right in those key moments. You know, our ability to score when they're just parking the bus, and then our ability to hold on. It was a really good moment for our group. It's nice to learn. It's even nicer to learn when you win. So our guys they'll take a lot out of this game.
Yeah, they should take a lot out of it. The ball movement was back. The skills were a bit better. Tex on the end of a few good passes, got 4 goals as well, had a game-high 10 marks. Essendon Friday night. They'll have to do it without Matt Crouch, though. The midfielder got a 1-game suspension for his bump on Jack Carroll. I can absolutely agree and understand how he got 1 game in that. So he'll be out. Maybe Sam Berry won't be sub. He'll come straight in for Matt Crouch. It'll be interesting to see if the club appeal that decision or not. And the Power come from behind on Saturday night as well in a real tight contest against Freo at Adelaide Oval.
16 seconds and counting, and that'll do it. He goes backward to Marshall. He'll try and chew up seconds. 8 seconds left. Time ticking away. He lets it go. Port have won a cracking game of footy.
Tell you what.
3-point winners.
Couple of big results there for the
Nail
South
biters.
Aussie teams. Charlie Dixon took a massive contested grab over the top. Then Jason Horne-Francis put one through as well to give him the lead. Here's what Ken Hinkley had to say after the game.
Sometimes you can play well and not get the points, and sometimes you can, be outplayed, play ball and get the points, which that's what a footy AFL season does to you. You just got to find a way sometimes, and to our boys' credit, they actually found a way in the last quarter.
Certainly wasn't their best performance, but they got the chocolates, and that's what Ken Hinkley said, and that's spot on. They'll forget about how they won it or how well they played in the next couple of weeks, but they're now 4-1 and up in the top 4.
Must
I think
be
they're
nice.
third on the ladder, so in a very good spot. A sigh of relief for Zach Butters, who was cleared from his bump on Bailey Banfield. A lot of people are going to talk about how the fact he has been cleared for this one. It's going to be interesting. There's no assessment on how he got cleared. He didn't even get a fine.
So what would happen? Okay, Why did Matt Crouch get a suspension and he didn't? They were very similar.
They were similar. Crouch probably definitely hit harder and over more part of the body, but Zach Butters definitely bumped him and hit him in the face, but he didn't even get a fine.
Okay. Controversial thing to say out loud, and just because Ditts isn't here and no one else is to talk to in sport.
Well, Hamish is our port person here at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Hamish, you can ask a question too if you like. But, do we see that people who are maybe Brownlow contenders getting away with things like that?
Well, it would be a disgrace if
that were true.
If it was true, but yeah, it'd be good to see a bit more information about how he hasn't even been fined on this one. But good luck to Zach. I love the way he plays. He's a superstar
awesome.
player, but he appears to be a little bit lucky there. In yesterday's games, the Cats, they smashed North Melbourne by 75 points. Jeremy Cameron, best on ground, 6 goals there.
Love him.
And one of a number of games that were hard to tip on the weekend. West Coast beat Richmond by 39 points. Harley Reid was on fire. Another breakout game, justifying why he's number one. Jack Waterman kicked 6. GWS on top of the ladder. Geelong in second. Port third. Adelaide down on 14th. But hopefully can have another win this week.